Crowe comes up, gets a base hit. Courtesy run for the pitcher. That's a pitcher? Son of a gun, I think that was a pitcher. When'd she come in? Shows you how bad my eyes really are, apparently. So here is the DP listed here, Cooper, and there's the flex listed down there. Okay? We can have a sub. This was a sub Baker for the DP. Cooper's left the game. Cooper has a re-entry remaining, right? Here is the flex situation. Green is the flex, Cooper is the DP. Green comes in and either bats or runs for the DP. One of the very first things I read when this rule came out, and I sort of walked on this ever since. In my mind, the flex, they have it being the pitcher, could be, perhaps, but a lot of times in high school softball, a lot of times your pitcher is one of your better athletes. And maybe we want her to hit. Maybe we want her to swing the bat. A lot of times the flex will be the little quick kid who can't hit a lick. You know, that's why I use her as a second baseman all the time. So the example that I use all the time is Green has come in for Cooper. Cooper's got a base hit, so the DP's got a base hit. Green comes in. Okay? Now, Cooper, next time she's due up, gets re-entered to hit again. Green, notice, has never left the game. We've never put a line through Green, have we? So Green's never left the game. So, excuse me, my next example is, after Cooper gets a hit, can Green run for her again? Yeah. What does that mean for Cooper? She's done, right? But 2 innings later, can we have Howell hit for Cooper? Hitting the sixth spot, wherever it is. 8th, 7th spot, 8th spot, 7th spot. We have a sub going hit? Yeah. Could Green then go run for that sub? Yeah. So that's a very significant use of that flex, or that flex play. And again, it's the fast little kid, can't hit a lick, but we want it on the bases, which he gets a chance. So it's a good use of the DP flex rule, in my opinion. Cooper goes into pitch, Green's left the game. Here's the deal, Blue, when the flex leaves the game, you got to put a line through them down here, because if they've left the game defensively, they left the game. In this case, Cooper's going to go in and pitch. Okay? That's the only thing that's happened here. The DP may also play defense in any position. The DP plays defense for a play other than the flex, that player still bats and has not left the game. So in this example, Cooper, who is the DP, is going to go in and play second base. And Abel, okay, is still in the game because she's still in the game offensively. But she's not playing defense. The story I told you a few minutes ago, that's what caused the problem. Is when that happened, that umpire couldn't get it out of his head that Abel, she's just batting. And basically, this is a defensive change. So, coaches, you don't really have to report this change because it's a defensive change. The defensive changes are not required by the NFHS rules. They're required in NCAA. They're not required in ASA and NFHS. They're not required. However, if I'm umpiring your game, I'm going to look right at you and say, can you give me all your subs? And if you do anything with a DP flex, I want to know. And I did have a coach look at me one day and say, you don't trust me, do you? I said, no, I don't. I absolutely do not. I got umpires that I don't trust with this rule. I ain't trusted you, I'll tell you that right now. Because I want to know that what they do is legal. I do not want to have an illegal substitute. Of all the sports I do, the illegal substitute rule is the worst rule, in my opinion, that is written. It's a horrible rule. If you get this, you get an out. If you get this, you get rejection. Give me a freaking break. Okay, so I don't want that to happen. So this is perfectly legal. Now, the point I want to make, and I want to make this to umpires, especially new umpires, even though S. Abel is sort of kind of become the designated player, sort of, right? Because she's not hitting, she's not playing defense, right? She's just hitting. If Green were to enter, it still must be for Cooper. Okay? That's an important element to keep in mind. All right? It still must be for Cooper. It has to be for Cooper. And I like to use the phrase the original DP, but some people chastise me for saying that. But it really becomes, what really happens when you get the lineup card, Blue, is This says DP when I get the lineup card. The green, then the flex is going to be in the 7th spot if she comes in offensive for the entire game, no matter what else happens. Okay? The flex may not go into one of the first-line positions for someone other than the DP. That would be the legal substitution. And you'll get that question from time to time, Lou. JV coach, middle school coach, whatever. The roll is never terminated. You go from 10 to 9, back up to 10. The game may end with 10 over 9. Easy reminders. These are things to keep in mind as you're trying to get the rule and trying to straighten the rule in your head. The DP can never be on defense only. The flex can never be on offense only. Okay? So the flex must always be on defense. And the DP must always be on offense. Okay? May or may not be playing defense for somebody, but they've got to be on offense. DP and flex can never be on offense at the same time. They can play on defense at the same time. And again, this last thing is the thing that really, I think, sends people over the edge. All right, there's a few little comments about player safety. This is the Softball Rules Committee and Sports Medicine Advisory Committee are encouraging coaches to take additional time to teach proper sliding techniques, prevent collisions at bases, especially at home. Okay, there you go. Unfortunately, kids don't play in the sand a lot anymore. They don't learn how to slide on their own. Every coach in here has a story of the kid who can't slide because they couldn't get them to slide because they weren't able to visualize it, they weren't comfortable with it, they were scared to death of it. Everyone has that, but do the best you can. Do the best you can, making it legal. Although the committee has recommended that umpires continue to check the equipment prior to the game, it is the head coach's responsibility to ensure that his or her players are legally equipped. You got to ask that question, right? It's a truism in all sports. Are your players legally and properly equipped? I have no freaking idea what that means in basketball. But in the other sports, I get what it means. I get what it means. So you ask that question, you're kind of putting the onus on the coach. But Blue, here's my philosophy around this. We're all here because we like the game. I hope. If you're not, you ain't going to make enough money to not enjoy it. So get out. I mean, it's just not that good. You're all here because we like the game. And we all here, I hope we're all here because we want kids to be safe. So it's a combination. You know, we need to work together. We need to work together. If I see a situation and it's Shannon's team, I may go to Shannon and say, hey, look, I didn't like this bat, or I didn't like this helmet, or I just saw your kid walking up behind the backstop and she's kneeling down without a mask on. She'll take care of it just like that. She knows that. Coaches will take care of things. They care about those things too. It's important. They don't want that kid injured. They want the kid injured. So in my opinion, it's a group effort to keep kids safe. So I hate to put too much responsibility on coaches that get it up. One more time. Electronic device, world technology is expanded significantly. Trying to use it for coaching purposes. Got to use it in the dugout. May use a stopwatch to time people, time, whatever it is they're trying to keep time. Throw from the catcher to the second baseman, the batter to the first base. What are you timing? I don't know what they're timing. I got to find out what the hell they're timing. Somebody in some part of this country thought this was important enough for a rule.
Timing pitches, in between pitches.
I heard a couple things about the throw to second base too. I heard that as well. I want to mention the unconscious rule really quickly because I want to be clear that, again, there's an onus on us as adults to keep kids safe within reason. The responsibility for further evaluating and managing the symptomatic athlete falls on the head coach, appropriate healthcare professional, or other individuals designated by school administrators. Umpires are not responsible for the management of players after she is removed from the game. Here's the deal, Blue. Collision happens, something takes place. Boom, kid goes down, or the kid doesn't get up, or gets up slowly, whatever the case may be. This is all I'm going to do. Hey, coach, time, coach, come on out. Hey, coach, she got a bell on, I think. That's all I got. She didn't get up, she didn't respond immediately when I asked her if she was okay. I'm going to be over here if you need me. And you go away. So you go find your partner and you stay away from the play. Now you've given that over to the head coach, and it's really nice that there's a trainer, right? That's the ultimate dream is there's a trainer you can call onto the field and let the trainer make all the decisions. That's why they pay those big insurance premiums, so they can make those kind of assessments. All right, so, but it really, once they got, now, let's say the coach says, you have to go to bell rung, I'm gonna take her out. If 3 innings later, that coach comes to you and says, 23 is re-entering the game. I've met plenty of umpires who want to get into a conversation about what happened. This is the conversation. Skip looks at me and says, 23 is re-entering in the second spot. 23 in the second spot? Thank you, coach. That's it, I'm done. If the coach is putting them back in, then assess the situation somehow. Blue, it's not your problem. As he goes down again, that coach is asking for trouble. But the coach is asking for trouble. Okay? Let them, there is a little, I want to just, I have to say this, so I have to say this. There's probably some male slow-pitch softball players in the room, or used to play softball. It's not the same game. And we have people who are being paid to coach these kids, and they're responsible for what happens, and they're kids, and we all understand that and know that. So we hope that we all want the best for all the kids. And in my experience, coaches are pretty cautious these days when the kid gets a bell. Real cautious. Hello. All right, any questions right now? Yes, sir.
2 small ones. Getting back to that DP,
Yep.
you said that if I do any changes by taking the DP and put her on defense, you want to report it to you.
I'd like to know, just so I know.
Okay, you do, but the other, another umpire does not ask that question. I can put her in defense.
The question is, I have no recourse if you don't tell me about defensive change. Left fielder and center fielder switch position, blue, anybody in this room, any umpire here care about that?
No.
Matter of fact, it confuses the issue, right? You think you've got a sub coming, you take out your card and all you find out is left field and center field changing positions.